3 separate weather disasters are converging on the United States this week, and they're all connected to the same atmospheric pattern. 150 million people will be impacted. Some will face flooding, others will face blizzards, and a few unlucky areas will deal with both within 48 hours of each other. At minute 3, I'll reveal the exact moment when conditions turn from manageable to life-threatening. And at 7 minutes 10 seconds, you'll see why this Christmas could break temperature records that have stood for over 100 years. Right now, water is rising in western Washington. Not slowly, rapidly. Some rivers have jumped 6 feet in the last 24 hours alone. 6 feet in one day. That's the kind of rise that catches people off guard. That's the kind of rise that turns roads into rivers and basements into swimming pools. And the worst part? The rain hasn't peaked yet. Not even close. Between now and Friday morning, coastal regions will see 8 to 12 inches of additional rainfall. The mountains? 15 inches is possible. Maybe more. Do the math. Rivers already at high levels. Ground already saturated. Another foot of rain coming. This is a recipe for catastrophic flooding. 100,000 people evacuated last week. Emergency officials are planning for double that number by Wednesday. Shelters are filling up. Roads are closing. Bridges are being monitored for structural integrity. But here's the question nobody's asking. Where does all that storm energy go after it hits the coast? It doesn't just disappear. Energy in the atmosphere doesn't work that way. It transforms. It migrates. It reorganizes. And in this case, it's about to reorganize into one of the most powerful inland storm systems we've seen all year. Watch what happens Wednesday night. As one atmospheric river slams the coast, the energy from previous systems will be crossing the Rockies. And when that happens, the atmosphere does something remarkable. It spins up a new low-pressure system. Fast, intensely, violently. By Thursday morning, we'll have a low-pressure center measuring 985 millibars over South Dakota. For context, that's lower pressure than many Category 2 hurricanes. A continental hurricane, that's essentially what we're dealing with. The wind field around this system will be massive. We're talking about destructive wind gusts across an area the size of Texas. 60 to 75 mile-per-hour gusts from Montana to Michigan. 75 miles per hour. In winter. With snow on the ground, that creates conditions that are genuinely life-threatening. Not uncomfortable. Not inconvenient. Life-threatening. Zero visibility. Impassable roads. Stranded motorists. Power outages affecting millions. This is the kind of storm that makes headlines for all the wrong reasons. But here's where this gets truly bizarre. And I need you to stay with me on this because it sounds impossible. While blizzards rage across the Dakotas on Thursday morning, parts of Missouri will be hitting 75 degrees Fahrenheit in mid-December. The temperature difference from Bismarck, North Dakota to Springfield, Missouri on Thursday will be 70 degrees. Same storm system. 70-degree temperature gradient across 600 miles. That's not normal variability. That's extreme. That's the kind of contrast that breeds violent weather. And violent weather is exactly what's possible Thursday afternoon. Keep watching because at minute 15, I'll show you why severe thunderstorms in December aren't just possible, they're probable for millions of people. First, let's understand why this is happening. The jet stream holds the answer. Imagine the jet stream as a river of air 5 miles above your head. It controls everything. Where storms go, how strong they get, what temperatures you experience, everything. Right now, that river has split into 2 channels. One channel dives south into the Pacific, collecting tropical moisture. That's feeding the atmospheric rivers. The other channel swings north through Alaska before crashing south through the Rockies. That's delivering Arctic air. These 2 channels are about to collide over the central United States. And when opposite air masses collide, bad things happen. The collision zone is where we get our explosive storm development. It's where we get our extreme winds. It's where we get our temperature whiplash. Current conditions tell part of the story. The East Coast is locked in a deep freeze. Temperatures running 15 to 25 degrees below average. Wind chills in the single digits. Some areas seeing sub-zero wind chills. Meanwhile, the West Coast is experiencing summer in December. Record after record falling. Over 70 individual stations have set new daily high temperature records in the past 2 weeks. Seattle hit 68 degrees yesterday. In December, that's shorts and t-shirt weather. In Seattle, in December, this temperature disparity is about to shift dramatically. And fast! Here's your hour-by-hour breakdown starting Tuesday evening. And pay close attention because timing is everything with this system. Tuesday, 6 p.m. Storm energy begins crossing the Sierra Nevada. Light snow starts in the Rockies. Pacific Northwest getting hammered by another atmospheric river. Tuesday midnight. Energy continues moving east. Low pressure begins organizing over Wyoming. Snow spreads into Montana. Wednesday, 6 a.m. Low pressure intensifies to 995 millibars. Snow becomes heavy across Montana and northern Wyoming. Winds increase to 30 miles per hour. Wednesday noon. Pressure continues falling, now at 990 millibars. Winds increase to 40 miles per hour. Blowing snow begins. Wednesday, 6 p.m. Critical intensification begins. Pressure drops to 987 millibars. This is when things get serious. Winds now 50 miles per hour with higher gusts. Wednesday midnight. Peak intensification. Pressure bottoms out at 985 millibars. Winds sustained at 50 to 60 miles per hour. Gusts to 75. Complete whiteout conditions developing. Thursday, 6 a.m. Storm is now a monster. Blizzard conditions from Montana through Minnesota. Winds howling. Zero visibility. Roads closing. Power lines coming down. Thursday noon. Storm begins shifting east. Peak conditions now in Minnesota and Wisconsin. At the same time, severe weather developing in Missouri and Kentucky as warm air surges north. Thursday, 6 p.m. Severe weather peaks across Ohio Valley. Damaging winds. Heavy rain. Possible tornadoes. Meanwhile, blizzard conditions continue in upper Midwest but begin slowly improving. Friday midnight. Storm exits into northeast. Mainly rain for most areas. Snow confined to higher elevations. Arctic air begins flooding back into upper Midwest. Friday, 6 a.m. The temperature whiplash begins. Areas that were 50 degrees Thursday afternoon are now 20 degrees Friday morning. That's a 30-degree drop in 12 hours. That timeline is crucial. Memorize it, share it, act on it. Now, let's talk about what makes Thursday so exceptionally dangerous. It's not just one thing, it's the combination of multiple threats happening simultaneously. Threat 1, blizzard conditions. Not just snow, not just wind, both together creating near zero visibility for hours. Threat 2, extreme cold returning Friday. After a brief warm-up Thursday, the bottom falls out. Wind chills could reach 20 below zero Friday night. Threat 3, ice. When temperatures spike Thursday then crash Friday, all that melted snow becomes ice. Black ice, the most dangerous kind. Threat 4, severe thunderstorms. Damaging winds certain, tornadoes possible. In December, that alone is noteworthy. Threat 5, power outages. High winds with ice accumulation on power lines equals downed lines. Millions could lose power. 4 separate threats. One day, one storm system. This is what meteorologists call a high-impact event. Multiple overlapping hazards. Large geographic area affected. High confidence in occurrence. Low confidence in exact locations of worst impacts. The Pacific Northwest flooding deserves its own discussion because this situation is deteriorating rapidly. Atmospheric rivers are hitting every 12 to 18 hours. Like clockwork, each one dumps 2 to 4 inches of rain. The ground never gets a chance to drain. River levels aren't fluctuating, they're just rising, steadily, relentlessly. The Skagit River is already at major flood stage. The Snoqualmie River just crested at its 3rd highest level ever recorded. The Stillaguamish is approaching records, and more rain is coming. Always more rain. Forecast models show at least 4 more atmospheric river events between now and Christmas, 4 more rounds of heavy rain, on ground that literally cannot absorb any more water. The flooding impacts will last weeks. Even after the rain stops, it takes time for rivers to recede, time for ground to dry out, time for infrastructure to be repaired. Some communities will be isolated for days, cut off by flooded roads, accessible only by boat or helicopter. This is the new reality for the Pacific Northwest through Christmas. Now, about that Christmas forecast I mentioned at 7:10, the numbers are almost unbelievable. Multiple weather models are showing a significant warm-up for Christmas week. Not just warm, record-breaking warm. The GFS model projects temperatures 40 to 45 degrees Fahrenheit above average on December 25th. In some locations, that means 75 to 80 degree temperatures. 80 degrees. For Christmas. In places that normally see 30s and 40s, Chicago could hit 72. Milwaukee could reach 68. Minneapolis might see 65. On Christmas Day, will it actually happen? The model has been running hot lately, overestimating warmth, so take these exact numbers with skepticism. But even if we discount by half, we're still talking about 20 to 25 degrees above average. That would still rank in the top 5 warmest Christmases on record for most Midwest cities. A white Christmas? Unless you're in northern Minnesota or the Rockies, forget about it. This will be a brown Christmas for most of America. Some people will celebrate that. Lower heating bills, easier travel, outdoor activities possible. Others will mourn it. No snow. Doesn't feel like Christmas. Breaks tradition. Either way, it's what's coming. The travel forecast is critical given that we're less than 2 weeks from Christmas. Millions will be on the move. Millions need to know what to expect. Monday and Tuesday, generally manageable. Cold in the east, wet in the Pacific Northwest, but nothing preventing travel. Wednesday, conditions begin deteriorating in the northern plains late in the day. Morning and early afternoon travel okay. Evening travel increasingly problematic. Thursday, do not travel in the upper Midwest if you can avoid it. Seriously, this is not a suggestion. This is a warning. Roads will be impassable. Visibility 0. High winds. You will get stranded. Friday, conditions improve, but ice becomes the main hazard. Black ice on bridges and overpasses. Use extreme caution even if roads look clear. Saturday and Sunday, much better for most areas. Another system possible in the northern plains, but details uncertain. Next week, leading to Christmas, generally favorable for travel across most of the country. Mild temperatures, dry conditions, good travel weather. Airlines are already preparing for Thursday and Friday disruptions. Expect widespread cancellations through Minneapolis, Milwaukee, Chicago, and Detroit. These hub closures create ripple effects nationwide. If your flight connects through any of these cities Thursday or Friday, have a backup plan. Better yet, adjust your travel dates if possible. The wind forecast alone justifies canceling travel plans. Let me break down what 70-mile-per-hour winds do in winter. They pick up snow that's already fallen, launch it horizontally through the air, create walls of white that make driving impossible. You literally cannot see the road, cannot see other cars, cannot see anything. They snap power lines, topple trees, tear roofs off buildings, blow semi-trucks off highways. 70-mile-per-hour winds are destructive in any season. In winter with snow and ice, they're catastrophic. The pressure gradient generating these winds is exceptional. When you see a weather map Wednesday night, the isobars will be stacked like records in a jukebox. Tight, compressed. That visual tells you everything you need to know about wind potential. Tight isobars equals strong pressure gradient force. Strong pressure gradient force equals high winds. It's that simple. Now, let's discuss the severe weather threat for Thursday, because this deserves serious attention. Severe weather requires 3 ingredients: instability, moisture, wind shear. Thursday will have all 3 across the Ohio Valley. Instability comes from the warm air. Temperatures in the 70s create rising air. Rising air creates thunderstorms. Moisture comes from the Gulf of Mexico. Dew points will climb into the 60s. That's significant moisture for December. Wind shear comes from the jet stream. Upper-level winds screaming at 120 miles per hour. Surface winds from the south at 30 miles per hour. That difference creates rotation. Rotation plus moisture plus instability equals severe thunderstorms. Damaging wind gusts of 60 miles per hour are likely across Kentucky, southern Indiana, southern Illinois, and Missouri. These are straight-line winds, not in tornadoes, just from the thunderstorms themselves. Tornadoes are possible, not probable, but possible. The tornado risk is low, maybe 5 to 10%, but it's not 0, and 5% risk in December is noteworthy. If severe weather develops, it'll happen fast. Thursday afternoon between 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. local time. That's your window of highest risk. Have multiple ways to receive warnings. Phone alerts. Weather radio. Local TV or streaming. Don't rely on just one method. Know where to shelter, interior room, lowest floor, away from windows, same rules as always. The temperature flip from Thursday to Friday is going to shock people. Literally shock them. Thursday afternoon, 50 to 60 degrees across much of the Midwest. People will have windows open, maybe shorts and t-shirts. Friday morning, 20 to 25 degrees. Everything freezes. including all the water on roads from melted snow. That's a 35-degree temperature drop in less than 12 hours. Your body won't know what hit it. Your house won't know what hit it. Your car definitely won't know what hit it. Pipes can burst from rapid temperature changes, especially if they were borderline before. The sudden cold after warmth creates stress on materials. Check your pipes Thursday night. Let faucets drip. Open cabinet doors under sinks. Basic cold weather precautions. Beyond this week, the pattern stays active. The jet stream configuration that's causing all this chaos isn't going anywhere soon. More atmospheric rivers for the Pacific Northwest through Christmas. More temperature swings for the Midwest. More opportunities for snow in the northern plains. The pattern looks locked in through at least early January, maybe longer. For the Pacific Northwest, that means sustained flooding concerns through the holidays. For the northern states, it means continued winter weather chances. For everyone else, it means predominantly mild weather. There's another storm signal developing for December 23rd and 24th, right before Christmas. Another atmospheric river targeting the Pacific Northwest. If energy from that system crosses the Rockies, we could see another winter storm for the plains and Midwest on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. Too early for details, but it's something to watch. We'll have much better information by the weekend. Preparation steps vary by location. Here's what you should do based on where you live. Pacific Northwest residents, you're in the most dangerous situation right now. If you live near any river, creek, or stream, monitor water levels constantly. Have evacuation plans ready? Go bag packed? Important documents secured? Full gas tank? Cash available? If authorities issue evacuation orders, go immediately. Don't wait. Northern Plains and Upper Midwest residents, prepare for Thursday before Wednesday evening. Stock up on essentials: food, water, batteries, flashlights, medications. Fill gas tank. Charge all electronic devices. Test backup power if you have it. Assume you'll lose power. Assume you can't travel. Plan accordingly. Ohio Valley residents, Wednesday night, secure loose outdoor items. Thursday afternoon, monitor for severe weather. Have shelter plan ready. Multiple alert methods active. Friday morning, watch for ice. Drive like it's January even if Thursday felt like April. Northeast residents, Friday brings rain for most. Snow in mountains. Not a major event, but plan for wet travel conditions. Real cold arrives over the weekend, but nothing extreme. Southern states, you're mostly bypassed by this system. Enjoy nice weather. Thursday may be windy, but nothing dangerous. Good week overall for you. Everyone, check on neighbors. Elderly folks, people living alone, people with medical conditions. A phone call costs nothing but means everything. We're all in this together. The economic ripple effects from Thursday's storm will be substantial. Billions in lost productivity. Canceled flights, delayed freight, closed businesses. The flooding in the Pacific Northwest will cost hundreds of millions in damages. Infrastructure repairs. Agricultural losses. Emergency response costs. Weather isn't just about comfort. It's about economics. Supply chains. Energy markets. Insurance costs. Everything connects. Natural gas prices will react to the temperature forecast. Warmer Christmas means lower heating demand. Lower demand means lower prices. Good for consumers, challenging for producers. Electric utilities are preparing for outages Thursday. Crews staged. Equipment positioned. They know it's coming. They're ready. The question is scale. How many outages? How long to restore? Communication systems will be stressed. Cell towers can go down in high winds. Internet can go out. Have backup communication methods. Battery-powered radio. Car charger for phone. Ways to get information if power fails. The snow forecast totals are impressive for the northern plains and upper Midwest. Thursday alone could produce 12 to 18 inches in parts of South Dakota and Minnesota. Add in the weekend system, and some locations could see 24 inches total accumulation by Sunday night, 2 feet of snow in 4 days. For snow lovers, this is what you've been waiting for. For everyone else, this is a nightmare scenario. Snow totals south of Interstate 90 will be minimal. Maybe a few inches in Iowa, less further south. This is very much a northern tier event. One more thing about the atmospheric rivers. These aren't normal rainstorms. They're focused bands of extreme moisture. Think of it like this. Normal rainstorm is like a garden hose. Atmospheric river is like a fire hose. Same general concept. completely different intensity. When fire hose rain falls for hours at a time, multiple times per week, for 2 straight weeks, the landscape can't handle it. Rivers overflow, landslides occur, infrastructure fails. This is why the Pacific Northwest situation is so serious. It's not one bad day. It's 2 weeks of relentless pounding. The jet stream pattern supporting all of this shows no signs of breaking down. High confidence in continued activity through Christmas. Moderate confidence in continued activity into early January. This could be an extended episode, not just a brief event. For forecasters, that's challenging. Maintaining public attention for 2 weeks is hard. People tune out. Get complacent. Then get caught off guard when conditions deteriorate again. Stay engaged. Stay informed. This isn't over after Thursday. Thursday is just the biggest single day in a long sequence of active weather. Model agreement on Thursday's storm is excellent. All major models show similar solutions, similar timing, similar intensity. That gives high confidence. Model agreement on Christmas warmth is good but not excellent. The GFS is aggressive. The European is more modest. Canadian model is somewhere in between. I trust the European more for extended forecasts. It has better track record, so I'm leaning toward warm but not record-breaking. Maybe top 10 warm instead of top 1 warm. Either way, white Christmas unlikely for most areas. Final thoughts as we wrap up. This week brings multiple serious weather threats to large portions of the country. Thursday is the critical day, the dangerous day, the day requiring your full attention. If you're in affected areas, take this seriously. Prepare appropriately. Don't take unnecessary risks. Weather can be unforgiving to those who underestimate it. If you're not in affected areas, count yourself fortunate, but stay aware. Weather patterns this active can produce surprises. We'll have another detailed update in 2 days focusing specifically on Christmas week and the potential system around December 23rd and 24th. For now, eyes on Thursday. Preparation by Wednesday evening. Safety first always. The atmosphere is about to demonstrate its power across America. Respect that power, prepare for it, and you'll come through just fine. Stay informed, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next forecast with the latest on Christmas week weather.